Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're plunging into a subject that's seemingly straightforward, yet completely essential to your well-being, particularly as you sail beyond that 50-year milestone. We're going to discuss water. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking, Dr. Carter. I drink lots of water. I'm well hydrated. And you're probably correct. You're likely consuming sufficient amounts. But here's the issue. Plain water frequently isn't sufficient on its own. In reality, for guys over 50 who care about their vigor, stamina, and yes, that crucial blood circulation, simply drinking plain water represents a huge overlooked chance. It's akin to possessing a Ferrari and merely shifting it into first gear. We're not merely discussing hydration in this context. We're delving into cellular communication, vascular pliability, and the pure electrical energy within your body. As we get older, our body's capacity to take in and make use of vital micronutrients shifts profoundly. What served you well back in your 20s and 30s no longer suffices. In particular, I'd like to focus on minerals, those overlooked champions of your inner environment. These tiny components handle everything from controlling your heart rhythm to relaying nerve impulses, and most importantly for our conversation here, easing your blood vessels and guaranteeing a robust, steady blood supply to every part of your body, including those areas vital for top-notch function. If you're a guy over 50, searching for a straightforward, budget-friendly everyday tip that pairs seamlessly with all the other positive steps you're taking, your eating habits, your workouts, your supplements, then this video is tailored for you. I'm about to present to you not only one, but several potent mineral choices, and demonstrate precisely why and how incorporating just a tiny dash of the proper addition into your everyday water consumption can transform your stamina levels and your overall vigor. Once this wraps up, you'll never view a glass of plain water in quite the same light again. Let's begin by examining the structure of aging and hydration. Back when you were younger, your kidneys functioned like top-tier filtration experts. Your digestive system was a nutrient uptake powerhouse. You perspired, you drank, you absorbed, and your body maintained ideal equilibrium throughout. As we hit our 50s, certain changes emerge that affect the way our body processes water. First off, your sense of thirst diminishes. You don't experience that intense urge to drink as strongly, which results in ongoing mild dehydration, even when you believe you're staying adequately hydrated. Second, your kidneys grow less effective at holding onto water, prompting you to lose vital minerals and electrolytes faster than you can replenish them. You turn into a gradual drain, steadily depleting that valuable energy reserve. Third, and most vital for circulation, we have to address the vascular network. The lining inside your arteries and capillaries is where the real action occurs. With time, those smooth muscle linings can stiffen and lose flexibility, meaning they resist relaxing when instructed to do so. This rigidity stands as the chief foe of robust blood circulation. Plain water alone just moistens the liquids surrounding your cells. It excels at restoring volume, but it lacks the electrical spark required to assist the water and the nutrients it transports in penetrating the cell barrier. That electrical spark derives from electrolytes, which are essentially minerals suspended in water that conduct an electric signal. When these key minerals fall short, your cellular interactions falter. Your muscles have trouble contracting, your nerves glitch, and your blood vessels fail to receive the precise cue to expand and widen. This isn't regarding sipping expensive mineral water. This concerns taking a forward-thinking, knowledgeable stance as your own health champion. Grasping which particular minerals tend to deplete most frequently and prove most essential for vascular wellness as you grow older. If there's a single mineral I'd urge every man over 50 to prioritize, it's magnesium. Magnesium stands as an undeniable force. It participates in more than 300 distinct enzymatic reactions within the body. If you've caught my talks in the past, you know I label it the supreme calming mineral. It's in charge of loosening smooth muscles all across your body. Now, where do these smooth muscles matter most for male vigor? They're present everywhere, but especially in the linings of your arteries and the corpora cavernosa, those spongy tube-like structures inside the penis that engorge with blood to produce an erection. For circulation to reach its best, the arterial linings must stay flexible. When they receive the body's cue, the neural prompt that it's go time, they must manage to unwind, expand, and open broadly. This vasodilation process relies heavily on having enough magnesium available. When you're short on magnesium, and let's be honest, more than 75% of adults are, thanks to depleted soils and contemporary eating patterns, your blood vessels remain perpetually taut, somewhat narrowed. This state is known as vasoconstriction. Magnesium works to offset this strain. It functions much like a potent natural calcium channel inhibitor. And calcium happens to be the mineral that drives muscle tightening. Magnesium basically intervenes and declares, wait a moment, let's pause and breathe. Let's ease off the strain. Incorporating a highly absorbable version of magnesium into your water offers a fantastic method to promote full body relaxation. It's taken up rapidly via the intestines, flows into the circulation, and right away begins broadcasting those relax signals to your heart and vessel system. This converts straight into smoother, firmer, and longer-lasting circulation across your whole form, which, as you might guess, brings tremendous advantages for general stamina and personal intimacy. The next mineral we must recover is sodium. I get it. For years we've heard that sodium is the villain, tied to elevated blood pressure and cardiac issues. But here's where nuance and purity make all the difference. The issue isn't sodium per se. The trouble lies in the enormous quantities of low-grade refined table salt lurking in packaged foods. That stark white, overly processed material has had nearly all other minerals removed, resulting in a sharp, intense compound that disrupts your body's intricate electrolyte harmony into disarray. Yet, genuine unprocessed sea salt or pink Himalayan salt tells an entirely different tale. These varieties hold not only sodium chloride, but a full array of trace elements, frequently up to 84 varied ones, encompassing modest quantities of potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Sodium serves as the primary overseer of hydration. It proves utterly vital for upholding the correct fluid equilibrium both within and beyond your cells. Lacking sufficient sodium, your body fights to retain the water you consume, so you'll keep drinking extra, only to flush it out. This creates that ongoing sensation of thirst, even after downing pitcher after pitcher. Moreover, sodium collaborates dynamically with potassium to operate the sodium-potassium pump, the system that fuels nearly every cellular process, from nerve transmission to muscle flexing. Securing ample premium sodium in your water makes certain that the water you intake gets drawn properly into the cells where it's needed, yielding top-tier cellular moistening, sharper nerve reactions, and smoother muscle operations. A mere tiny sprinkle of superior unrefined salt into a big glass of water, especially come morning, stands as an entirely distinct nutritional boost compared to the overloaded salt in a snack bag of crisps. This basic tweak can sharply elevate your hydration, which in turn refines your blood volume, simplifying the task for your heart to circulate and for your vessels to transport oxygen to the spots that demand it urgently. If magnesium acts as the calmer and sodium as the overseer, then potassium functions as the equalizer. Potassium forms the third support of the electrolyte framework, and its main role involves securing accurate cell communication, particularly in the heart tissue and across the vascular setup. While magnesium eases the arteries, potassium teams up tightly with sodium to sustain that key electrical difference spanning cell barriers. Importantly, potassium boasts a solidly proven function in handling blood pressure. It aids your body in shedding surplus sodium, which can prove helpful for men facing already elevated pressure or whose meals tilt toward packaged items. The equilibrium between sodium and potassium walks a narrow path, and within today's Western eating style, the overwhelming bulk of folks ingest way too much refined sodium and far too scant potassium, which thrives in fresh produce and greens. When we discuss boosting circulation, we're addressing forging a balanced synergy. You require sufficient premium sodium to draw water into the cells, but you need abundant potassium to offset it. This keeps the arterial linings supple and reactive. Incorporating potassium might feel a touch more challenging, since excess can spell trouble, but boosting with a modest quantity of a readily soluble potassium chloride powder, or just employing a potassium-packed mineral mix in your water, serves as a superb tactic to reinstate this frequently ignored mineral proportion. By bolstering this subtle harmony, you're equipping your heart and your full web of blood vessels with the resources required to run at maximum output. Though not a standard electrolyte like magnesium or sodium, zinc remains a mineral that holds an exceptionally key position in male vigor, rendering its addition to a daily water tip especially advantageous, above all for mature men. Zinc stands as a bedrock for generating and overseeing testosterone. Studies repeatedly indicate that even slight shortfalls in zinc can harm testicular operations, resulting in reduced amounts of this essential male hormone. Given that testosterone underpins stamina, mood, muscle bulk, and drive, guaranteeing proper zinc consumption is utterly indispensable for men beyond 50. Past hormones, zinc emerges as a total force for your defenses. As years advance, immune strength typically wanes, heightening vulnerability to sickness. Sustaining a strong immune setup demands a constant, dependable zinc flow, which serves as a core building block for numerous immune elements. While you wouldn't usually stir hefty zinc powder into water, opting for a top-tier liquid zinc booster, frequently merely a couple drops in your water daily, provides an exceptionally efficient means to secure steady, highly absorbable delivery. This approach shines because zinc often absorbs poorly from pill formats. By blending a few drops into your water, you're assuring that this vital controller stands ready at once for your system, aiding your protective barriers and vitally upholding that hormonal preparedness that anchors genuine vigor. Lastly, let's quickly cover iron. Although iron boosting is generally needed only with a confirmed shortfall, and you must consult your physician prior to starting iron supplements, it's essential to grasp its core function in circulation. Iron forms the heart of hemoglobin, the substance in red blood cells that's exclusively tasked with ferrying oxygen from your lungs to each and every cell in your form, encompassing your muscles and those key tissues needing oxygen for firmness. Without enough iron, your blood fails to transport sufficient oxygen, sparking exhaustion, sluggishness, and an overall drained sensation. This state, termed anemia, straight up hampers function and vigor by depriving your tissues of their prime energy source. If your doctor confirms low iron, employing a mild, readily taken liquid iron booster stirred into water can prove transformative. It elevates the caliber of your circulation by amplifying its oxygen-hauling power. Keep in mind, robust circulation goes beyond mere quantity. It's about the excellence of the payload being supplied. The core aim of these suggestions is to encourage steady habits, not to inject needless intricacy into your packed schedule. You shouldn't at all feel pressed to mix each and every one of these key minerals into every water glass with each drink you take. The sharpest method is a focused plan to rotate these boosters and tackle the particular mineral gaps most pertinent to your present routine and wellness aims. The easiest spot to kick off reshaping your liquid habits is via the everyday vasodilator tip, a habit zeroed in sharply on unwinding and fine-tuning circulation. You ought to launch this routine right at morning start, establishing an upbeat vascular rhythm for the full day ahead. In an ample glass or a carry-along bottle of water, you'll select from one of two paths. The initial involves stirring in an accessible magnesium powder form. Since uptake matters most, choose a thoroughly dissolvable option like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate powder. Start with a gentle measure, say half a standard teaspoon, or follow the package's advised daily portion to the letter, making sure the powder fully integrates into the water prior to sipping. This acts as a strong cue to your vessel system to unwind and broaden. On the other hand, you could favor the salt tip, the most basic bedrock fix. Should you go this route, slip in merely a tiny pinch of premium unrefined sea salt. And by tiny, I mean a quantity that scarcely coats the merest end of your pinky finger. This delivers vital full-range electrolytes to amplify cellular moistening from your day's outset. Extending past routine unwinding, we turn to the hormone and immune lift, a plan aimed squarely at profound systemic oversight. To confirm you're getting these crucial trace elements, commit to weaving this in once daily, best paired with a primary meal. Here, the advice centers on zinc drops via a liquid zinc booster. Dripping the specified amount of this liquid right into a water glass offers a stellar technique, as it largely sidesteps the frequent hurdles of weak uptake and gut upset that occasionally trouble standard zinc pills. This easy fluid method ensures your key protective shields and hormonal preparedness get dependable backing all day long. At last, we tackle the blood pressure equalizer, aimed at resetting the pivotal electrolyte proportion in your form. If your fresh produce and veggie consumption falls short, or if you're routinely very active, pursuing workouts that trigger heavy perspiration, then you need to monitor your potassium closely. For that, hunt for a potassium-heavy mix, particularly an electrolyte powder crafted to stay low on sugar, yet pack a solid, hearty potassium load. A recommended routine is to blend roughly a half scoop of this powder into your water, downing it either amid the session or straight after your exercise to offset depletions and speed rebound. By pledging to enact these minor but profoundly deliberate shifts to your usual water pattern, you're smoothly evolving your practice from basic moistening to a dynamic form of purposeful hydration. You're no longer simply refilling your reservoir. You're deliberately crafting an electrically infused, nutrient-rich fluid that your cells can right away identify and employ. This dispatches distinct, forceful biochemical cues across your complete vessel grid, urging them to ease, expand completely, and thus supply top-tier performance-boosting circulation to every essential tissue. This goes beyond plain water now. It genuinely evolves into a fluid mineral enhancer, precisely customized to meet the distinct shifting needs of the body after crossing that 50-year line. I encourage you to test this direct tip with steadfast regularity across a complete 3-week span, and observe keenly the clear gains in your everyday stamina, your cognitive sharpness, your bodily power, and your broad vigor. Embracing this single potent action right now amounts to a surefire stake that your upcoming 60-year-old version will surely appreciate. Thanks so much for tuning in. If this info proved useful, kindly tap that like icon, sign up for additional wellness and vigor advice, and pass this video along to a buddy who could still be sticking to basic water. Drop in the comments what mineral you'll begin incorporating today. I'm Dr.